Yeah, so today I want to basically explain to you how we build our routines and basically what is the building blocks and how to maybe recognize them better and how to learn them a little bit easier and faster. So again, so we have basic patterns, yeah, that we have in our Latin book, and like we have that syllabus, yeah. And basically what we do, we learn that syllabus figures as they are, and then we start to basically play around them. Yeah, like let's say, you know, in the waltz you can dance natural turn, it's 6 steps, yeah. But for some occasion you can take only 3 steps and then dance something else, or you can dance 4 steps of it and then do again something else. So it's like cooking, you know. You can do whole cucumber or half of it, or mix it with something else. So for our warm-up, we're going to take 2 basic patterns. I think first one we have in bronze. It's a whisk. So when we go side, cross, replace. Yeah, you know it very good. Side, cross, replace. Side, cross, replace. Side, cross, replace. And again, this one we have with the basic rhythm of 3/4, quarter, 1, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 and 2, and let's say go left, and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Yeah. So it's like basic rhythm. We have the basic action of bounce, and you see again, like we discussed, I guess, 2 lessons before. Bounce is not simply bending your knee, but I would say it's rather feeling of the wave, going from the floor into your rib cage. Let's say into rib of free leg. So if I go off my left foot, then it's gonna be my right rib going up. Boom. Yeah. If I push my weight off my right foot, it will finish. Impulse will finish in my left rib. Yeah. So your impulse go sort of like diagonally through your body. That's why, let's say, when you go sideways, you're gonna have this position of diagonal, yeah? Or if you go forwards, same thing, you have this diagonal, yeah? Because you're then creating that diagonal and resistance between your hip and rib, opposite rib. Even when we go backward, and 1. This feels a bit awkward, but still, it's, let's say, left foot, left hip, left rib, and then we take step back. 2, 1. Yeah, so in figures like whisk with the basic rhythm, we want to show that bounce section, and this thing with the rib, we call it impulse. Yeah, so goes 1, impulse with the right rib, 1, impulse, 2 with the left rib, 1 with the right rib, 2, and again with the right rib, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I keep going, and 2 and 3 and 4, good, and 5 and 6 and 7, good, and 8. Yes. So when you're gonna practice this, yeah, maybe start with a simple like side steps, like this, yeah. And let's say you can to increase awareness of some body part. It's actually sometimes good thing to place your arm over that part, so you can, you know, get that feeling of your arm touching it, so you can also kind of can navigate through that part of the body and feel it a bit better. So basically, yeah, this is that action. Yeah, we sort of shift in rib cage, hips on one spot, Yeah, and we're like pushing one rib out, then we're pushing the other rib out. Woom, 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 woom. Good. And then we connecting that with our leg action. Yeah, so let's say we start on the right foot and rib out. Ah, one. Weight on the left foot. Ah, one. So first hip, then rib and transfer. Hip, rib and transfer. And da one. And da two. And da three. And da four. And da one. It's like almost like a hiccup. One. And two. And three. And four. And one. Yes. So that's the feeling. Although over here our shoulders and head stays pretty calm and still. So this thing with the ribs shouldn't affect, let's say, your shoulders or tilt your head or something like this. Yeah. Okay. So that was our first figure. Whisk. Yeah. Again, we dance it. One and two and three and four and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Now, second pattern called karaoke. We also did it a few times. So it looks like this. We have cross, side. Here we have point. So your weight remains on the right foot, and then we take side step. And again, cross, side, point, weight remains on your left foot, and then again side step. So this one is a little bit more into progression. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and very good. Cross, side, point, side, cross, side, point, side, cross, side, point, side, good, cross, side, point, side. Yeah, and this pattern is a little bit different. Yeah, so first of all we have 4 steps here. It's like cross is number 1, side is 2, point is, let's say, 3, it's not really a step, and then side step is 4. Yeah, so 4 actions, 1, 2, 3, 4. And in whisk we had only 3. It was 1, 2, 3. So therefore with the karaoke it's gonna be different rhythm. Yeah, so it's gonna be quick, 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 quick. 4 quicks. Yeah, and all steps going to be same in length. So it's quick, 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 or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, good, 3, okay, let me turn, and we continue, cross, side, point, side, cross, side, point, side, cross, side, point, side, cross, side, and a little bit faster with the count, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and keep going, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and very good, 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, good. Yeah, and so when we take our side step, we take it a little bit, let's say we can say a little bit diagonally back, so it's then easier for you to go into cross. That's a kind of small thing. So I go side and back, just a little bit, and 1, and then regular side step. Again, my first step after point, I'm gonna go diagonally back slightly, so then it's a little bit easier for me to cross. Yeah, it feels a little bit like a back lock in cha-cha. So again, we did point, diagonally back, 1 and 2, diagonally back, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, so on a basic level, you basically focus on the rhythm without thinking much about other things. Now, if you want to use a little bit more of body action, what we do? Well, basically it stays on the same level. So you see, we don't have that impulse feeling like we had in the whisk. So it's more on one level, it's more flat. Yeah, but again, your hips still have to sort of absorb everything that happens with your legs, because in this case you're going to be a little bit too stiff. So when we cross forward, we roll our hips a little bit up, just like with the bounce action, but without going down this much. When we go sideways, your hips going back a little bit. So it's like a pendulum in this side axis. Back, forward, but you see, without changing of level. So it's not this much. So when we cross, we send in both hips forward. When we go side, both hips going back a little bit. On a point, I would say on a point it would be more like a pendulum. So you see, let's say bring your weight to left foot. And let's say when you settle on your left hip, it's your left hip kind of pulling your right toe. Boom. But guys, again, be very careful with the top. So your top, your side muscles have to, I would say, coordinate it, or make a counter move. So if there is nothing happening in our sides, we simply tilt. So boom. So we compress inside. Now again, side step, hips going a bit back. Cross, hips going forward. Side step, hips going a little bit back. And then it's your left hip finishing that pendulum action, pulling your right foot into point position. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So if we take only hip action from this movement without steps, it would be something like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So it's like 1 full circle, boom, and hip to the side. Then again, hip going back, doing full circle, boom, hitting the right hip, and then stop. And then from here, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. And guys, kind of place your arm over here so you can feel that your ribs not really moving. So it's more like a circular movement through your hips, going clockwise and counterclockwise under your diaphragm. Going, just a hip roll. Boom and boom, tic tac ta, boom and good, and boom, good. 1 and 2, like a rolling hula hoop, but different directions. Good. And guys, as you practice in this, each time try to work on isolation. So right now hip action is very good. So I say for somebody it's a little bit amplitude is too small, try to maybe make it a bit bigger. Maybe at first you can allow yourself to do tilt to feel how that hip joints stretching. Then if you feel hip action pretty good, I would say focus on isolation. So each time, let's say your hips going back, you compress your back muscles. Your hip going side, you compress your side muscles. Going forward, you compress in front. So your ribs, it's like, your top should be like from other person standing still. And your hips should be from person rolling a hula hoop. And the other way. Vroom, 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 vroom. Yes. So it takes simply, like stand in front of the mirror and like picture this part and imagine it completely still, and kind of expect for that result. Okay, so second one was again karaoke. We had 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and good. So that's how they look, you know, in basic shape. Now we're gonna try them to music. Whisk first, slowly faster, and then karaoke, same thing, slow and fast. Yeah, so starting with the whisk. So let's say 2 times slowly and 4 times fast. Starting with the right foot out. 7, 8,
searching for 1, praying for clarity, march with me naked, take this identity, tell me it's unity, in a cash I can have you, searching for 1, praying for clarity, march with me naked, take this identity, tell me it's unity, in a cash I can have you.
7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, get slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4, fast.
Searching for balance, praying for clarity, march with me naked, take this identity, tell
Keep going, slowly. And 1, 2, fast. Boom, tada, kaboom, tada, kaboom, tada. Good. Very good. Good. So I would say for this one we focus on the rhythm to create a very clear rhythm through the feet. Boom, tada, boom, tada, boom. Through that feeling, create something like a groove in your body, like a, you know, breathe, boom, boom, boom. So it's some action that constantly going through your body, and basically to keep your top still. So rhythm, bounce or groove, and stillness within your, let's say, top, shoulders and head. Good. Okay, karaoke, same thing to music, slowly, 2 times and fast 4 times. And I would say same thing here, rhythm, groove and top. Okay, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 fast, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and slowly 1, 2, 3 and 5 and 6 fast, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 5 6 7 and 8 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 fast, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 6 7 and slowly 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 fast.
Searching for balance, praying for clarity, march with me naked, take this identity,
And keep going slowly, 1 and 2 and cross, side, going fast, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, and guys, so for both of them it's very important that feeling of your feet staying in touch with the floor. So we not just, you know, place, it's more like we press off one foot receiving, so it's your feet is very how to say, elastic. So they're not like hammers or something like that, just hitting the floor, but more like a cat preparing his like pillow for sleep. Boom, pam, boom, pam. So let's just compare this feeling. First one, simply stomp, like march. You see, in this case we're using only legs. We feel that bumpy feeling. Yeah. Now, when you more like into kind of squeeze the floor, you see now completely different feeling. Now your hips started working right away. You know, without thinking kind of which part you compress. So I would say it all starts with the feeling in your feet. And for all of those figures here, your feet should be very, I would say, sensitive maybe, sensitive to the floor. And the more sensitive they will be, the better body action you're gonna create. So it all depends on the feet. Okay, good. So here was two basic patterns, yeah? So now what we're going to do, we're gonna twist them a little bit and connect together. So whisk, instead of starting sideways right away, on one we're going to do cross. So this is like step from karaoke, yeah, then we do whisk. I guess another one. Then, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Then from here we're going to do karaoke steps. Side, point, side, cross, side, point, side, cross. And again, whisk. Whisk to the right, whisk to the left. From here, continue with the side step of karaoke. Side, point, side, cross, side, point, side, cross. And then whisk. So we even, yeah, there is nothing like special. We just took whisk as it is and karaoke as it is. Now, actually, yeah, second time will be a little bit different. But the trick is that usually you start your whisk on 1. And here we have that shift of the beat. So on 1 you're going to do cross. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and here actually, yeah, we're going to do just 2 steps of karaoke. Side and point, and that's it. And then we can copy paste and then side point. Yeah, so those 2 steps belong to karaoke, but it's not a full one. Okay, so one more time, whole thing. And cross, side whisk, and 1, 2, karaoke, and 1, and 2, just half of it, and 7, and another half, and 8. And then from there we start same thing to the other side. Cross, whisk to the left, whisk to the right, karaoke, side, cross, side, point, side, and back to beginning. A little bit tricky, yeah? More or less, yeah. So now let's kind of connect it with the beat. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Then second part, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and good. And now we're ready to start. Same thing with the right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, karaoke, 5 and 6, short one, and 7 and 8 and again back to beginning. Cross, whisk, boom, whisk, boom, karaoke, side, point, short one, and point, and point, and cross, whisk to the left, tita, and whisk to the right. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Yeah, and guys, rhythm, yeah, so as you remember, yeah, in the whisk we had this rhythm. Yeah, like 1, 2, 1, 2. In the karaoke we have this one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Yeah? So what we do, we combine in those rhythms here. So it's gonna sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and 7 and 8 and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Yeah? Can you clap with me? Yeah, so we go and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and good. And you see, so first ones feel a little bit more like boom, more heavy and more gravity in it. And second one, halves, they feel a little bit more light, more like over the floor a little bit, yeah? So, okay, good. Keeping the same rhythm, I'm gonna keep clapping. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and then boom, da, da, boom, da, da, boom, ti, 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 boom, da, da, boom, da, da, boom, da, ti, 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 boom. All right, let me see. So we start with what? With left foot cross in front on 1, yeah? So 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and point, side, point, side, point, side from beginning. Boom, da, ti, boom, da, ti, boom, side, point, side, point, side, point, side, cross, side, back, cross, side, back, cross, side, point, side, point, side, point, side. Again, cross, side. Yes, really good. Yeah, let's try this to music slowly. Kind of get feeling of how it connects with the rhythm. Well, with music. Yep. Oh wow, already 30 minutes, wow. Okay, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and good. And let's do a little bit faster. Well, full tempo. So with this one. So I'm gonna start with the left foot. 3, 4, fast right away. 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Boom, ti, ki, boom, more comfortable for us, especially when we go to music, especially when we go to fast music. So basically we split all the figures into two categories. The ones that are stationary. So this piece we're not moving anywhere, right? So we're staying on one spot. Let's say if we would do something like a walk, boom, boom, or like a promenade run, the goal will be to, you know, transfer your weight forward, pretty active. But for this part, we want to keep our body on one spot, and the less movement from side to side you're gonna create, the more comfortable it will be for you. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. So you can see your hips can move from side to side because of the leg pressure. Yeah, but your top is stay on one spot. Well, it can travel just a little bit, but generally the idea is that you want to keep it towards the middle. Boom, 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 T, T, especially on the points. So we're squeezing hip out, doing point. Squeezing hip out, doing point, and 1. Yeah. So as the more still you hear, the more feel of control and kind of calm you have over that movement, yeah, because you don't have to rush anywhere. Okay, so that was example. Yeah?
The first step, it almost, that's like a butterfly more so than...
It looks like first step of butterfly. That's the catch. You see, Diva? So we have that.
Well, throwing me out because I thought I was doing it. Which step is this one? Like, that's something new. Because I was trying to do this, but then...
Yeah, because we never connect them in this way. Yeah, so it's like old patterns connected a bit different. So you see, our brain is like, what? Yeah, so it basically, it starts like a butterfly, 1, 2, but the catch is that we have only that cross, 1, and then we continue into whisk. Yeah, so it's something, yeah, that we have to keep in mind for the first time, until you get muscle memory. Yeah. Okay, and same thing with our routine. So if we kind of boil it down to basic figures, it would be first one, reverse roll or left turn. Yeah. Then what was it? We had some spec effects. Yeah, and then it was back butterfly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Then it was basically that part of karaoke, only 2 steps. Yeah. And then next one will be whisk, and the last one will be volta. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I don't know how many, 4 or 5 basic patterns we have here, yeah? So when we know what that is, it's way easier for us to sort of like categorize those maybe. Well, I don't know, maybe it's more like a male brain. So girl's brain is more like, I don't know, maybe more like focus on the shapes or some, I don't know, emotion connected to movement. I don't know. So, well, we looking for that way how we can memorize routine better. So anyway, so we finished last week with what we did. It was what was we did this. We did turn. We did split, drop, ronde. Then we did this karaoke thing. Pa pa. Yeah, so we finished here, yeah? So now from here we're going to do almost like we have in our warm-up. And 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. So it was 2 whisks, shifting 1 beat. Again, 7, 8, and 1 whisk, 2, and 3. Another whisk. 4 and 5, and basically that's it. From here we're going to do 4 voltas, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. And when we do and 8, that's it, let me do facing it. So we have cross 5, and 6 cross, and 7 cross, and then very last one we're going to do side step, and we're going to close left foot to right foot. We're going to bring our feet together in order to start your rolling action, yeah, to connect it with the beginning. So again, so let's dance it in one spot. Cross, side, cross, side, together. And actually, yeah, when you're gonna close your left foot to right foot, I want you to sort of pull it without changing your weight. So you want to keep your left foot free to start forward with the left foot on the rolls. Yeah, so like again, cross, side, cross, side, cross, side, right, left foot free, and then we go forward with the left foot into the rolls. Yes, very good. So, so today's part is pretty much what we did with the warm-up again. So it's 1-8 and cross whisk, 2 and 3, 4 volta, and 5 and 6 and let's actually do and 7 and then skip 8. So it was 3 crosses, yeah? Again, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Yeah, I'm lying. Just 2 crosses. Again, first cross on 5, second cross on 6, and then and 7 feet together. Started our body action, and then on 1 we start over. And something else. Ah, yeah. So this volta going to be going in a circle. Yeah. So as for voltas, imagine it like a, you know, we can move on a straight line. We can move on a circle. Yeah, that circle can be very big. So since we have left foot cross, let's do like this. You're going to start with the left foot, crossing in front, 1 and 2. When you're gonna hit the wall, I want you to continue moving all around the circle with your right side leading, like somebody pulling your right hip. 1, yeah, so your left foot always going to cross in front, and your right foot always gonna go sideways. And 1, good, keep going, boom, and 1, and 2, very good, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, nice, 7, good. Yeah, only thing that when we start doing that circle, imagine that there is a pointing arrow in your pelvic bone and in your sternum. Right, yeah, and it always facing towards the center of rotation. So, what could be a good example? Well, none. Well, let's say speaker. Yeah, so that would be center of my circle. So I want my hips and ribs always facing that center. Boom, 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 boom. So I don't want to turn away from it. Yeah, and same thing if you do something like how we call it in the smooth. When we run like this, and partner in front of you doing the same crosses or flaker rolls in beneath walls, same idea. Yeah, your top is constantly facing towards that center without turning up. Okay, so let's do again a few circles like this. Like imagine some middle point, some center, and try to point towards that point. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, and 2, and very good, and 4, and 5. Nice, nice, good. Yeah, and those volta have different names. If we just travel to the side, it's called traveling volta. If we have a somewhat big circle, we call it circle, a volta. So there is logic, yeah? Travel, circle, and if we make our circle so small, then that we turn it almost in one spot. We call it spot volta. Yeah? So what we're doing here is something between like circle and spot. So it's a very small circle. Yeah. There is also crisscross volta when you go in crisscross with your partner like this. Yeah. There is a shadow volta when ladies in front, gentleman behind. He's like her shadow and they moving like this together. Yeah. And yeah, probably that's not all types of volta, but in terms of steps every time the same. Okay, so when we did our last karaoke, we're going to do cross 5 and 6 and 7. So amount of turn going to be pretty sharp. Yeah, like we want to do full rotation, full circle. 1, 5 and 6 and 7. So your goal will be when you can collect your feet together to face that left wall. Yeah, as we start. 1. Good. Okay. So one more time, last part. Break down with the time. 7. What was it? 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And volta, 6 and 7, 8, and then 1. Good. Okay, now guys, we're gonna go through whole thing, through whole routine, and basically it's four parts, 4 eights. Yeah, so we're gonna separate them by these parts. And again, when you're gonna work on it, when you're gonna practice, take smaller pieces. Take 1/8, dance it several times. Continue to next one, and then combine them together. So, how did we start? Roll. So first 8, it's a roll, a reverse roll. We have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and then syncopated 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and. Yeah, so first 8 dedicated to rolls only. One more time. And 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and. Now, for the second 8, we had point, collect. Here we had left foot forward with the spin and rondé. Yeah, and again, so remember, yeah, I told you that if you feel that turn is a little bit too much, you can do point, close, maybe from here we can take side step, and then right foot back into rondé. In this case, yeah, you don't have to spin, because spin is probably most difficult part here, to spin and then catch your gaze. So again, second 8, point, and close, let's do it without turn. 3, 4, then from here we had back botafogo, 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Then third 8, we had spin, twist turn, 1, 2, left foot flat, right foot on the ball of the foot, drop, 3, and 4, rondé, and then from there we went into karaokes. 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and then we have fourth part, final part with the whisks. But through the cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, volta, 5, and 6, and 7, 8, and then back to beginning. Okay, now same thing here. All 4 parts slowly with the count without stop. So, well, maybe occasionally gonna remind which figure. So reverse roll, 1, 2, and 3, 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and forwards 1 and 2 side 3 4 bottom follow 5 6 and 7 and 8 twist turn 1 and 2 split weight right foot on the ball 3 and 4 cross back and karaoke and 6 and 7 and 8 and cross and whisk 1 2 3 4 volta 5 and 6 and 7 8 and back to first part. Good. Okay guys, try this with the count. I'm gonna keep reminding you probably. Yeah, I'll try. So 7 8 reverse roll 1 2 and 3 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and good forwards 1 collect 2 step 3 and ronde back bottom follow 1 2 and 7 and 8 cross good twist turn 1 2 split weight good 3 drop and 4 ronde good 5 6 point yeah, so guys here we did drop ronde and here we basically we're going into karaoke right away back side point. So only difference here that usually we go through forward cross and here we're gonna go through back cross again. So we did what was it 5 and 6 back cross side point side point side point side cross. Yes. Okay, let's actually do, you know, from where let's do with the twist turn. Yeah, that was 7 8. So twist 1 split weight and 2 good drop 3 and 4 very good 5 and 6 perfect and 7 and 8. Hold on. Diva, don't rush. So on and 8 we want to finish with the weight on the left foot and right foot free on the toe. 8. And then we go and 1 whisks. 2 and 3 4 and volta 5 and 6 and 7. Yeah, let's go one more time from here. Our today part. 7 8 and 1 2 3 good 4 5 and continue with volta and 6 and 7. So on 7 your feet already together. Okay, one more time. Let me see, starting from this point. 8 1 2 3. So right foot on the toe. 8 go and 1 good 2 3 4 volta 5 and 6 and collect 7 8 and 1. Okay, good, looking good. Now guys, do you have any questions about steps? Not much, yeah? Okay, good. So, okay, let's now dance it. Yeah, so you see how we break it down into 4 parts. We recognize which patterns there was. Again, it can be and it's usually a very good thing if you write it down. Yeah, if you want to really understand it, write it down. So try to kind of dig into it. It's very challenging, very complex, but if you do this, you're gonna remember it like 5 times better than just listening and trying to repeat. And the second thing is muscle memory. So after you understood, what's the sequence, what's the rhythm. You just need to make it. That's it. More time. Diva?
When you for the water, so before, okay, after the running, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and here you make either 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and from here do you, this is where you go, 1, 2, and boom.
Yes. So you start with the left foot and you go in like counterclockwise.
So there are only 2 orders.
Yes. Okay, guys. So let's go with music. We're gonna go slowly and then faster. Let's find some really slow one. Well, this will do actually.
I always wanted to learn how to play guitar.
One moment.
It seems so slow and frustrating.
Yep. Yeah, maybe twice as slow. Yeah. Okay, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Throw. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and step, and point, forwards, rotate, back, back button forward, sorry, and cross, twist turn, 1, 2, left, right to the wall, 3, and 4, carry over, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, twist, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, 8, and fast, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, keep going, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, 1, 2, 3, rotate, 4, 5, turn, boom, drop, keep, boom, karaoke, ta, ti, ki, ta, whisk, boom, ta, ti, do, ta, volta, ti, ja, ki, ta, and again, roll. Okay, now one more time without me saying things. So let's dance it like 2-3 times in a row. Without stop, so I can see all of you very close. Okay, let's go. Waiting for the phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wind up. 7. Go. Boom. Cross. And boom, boom, tita, ti, T, yeah.
Searching for
Boom,
balance,
ta,
craving
ta,
for
ta.
clarity. March strip me naked.
Yeah, guys, very good. Yeah, pin. So it was, yeah, you probably already know, yeah. So yeah, after drop, oh, what was it? Tan, tin, tan. Yeah, first we go back side point and then 2 points. Well, pretty good, guys. Yeah, all good. So well, as you progress, yeah, I know right now your mind is busy with the steps. Eventually, I want to, but maybe that's what we're gonna focus on, like next week. Yeah, so we have 1 more week for Samba, for your favorite Samba. So we're going to focus a little bit more on musicality and rhythms, like the roll. Since it have this slow, quick rhythm, have one feeling, one groove. Boom, tiki ta, tiki boom, tiki tiki. Yeah, so it's more continuous, more space, more volume, boom, and boom. Yeah. Then we get back to more like basic rhythm, boom, boom, zoom, tida, ti, boom. Well, this is actually more like a percussion. So think about it more like as a tap dance in a way. So you want to express certain rhythm through your feet. So it was boom, 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 tida, ti, ta, boom. Yeah. So again, with all rhythms, we first clap it, or maybe write it down, clap it, stomp it, and then we dance it. Yeah. Then third part actually, again it's more like a basic. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6 and 7 and 8. Going like very easy here for the last ones, and again bounce, bounce, da da da, and again continuity, and back to rolls. Okay, guys. Questions, suggestions? Is it really is it feel difficult, this routine, and what's most difficult about this one? What do you think?
It's good. I like it.
It's a syncopated samba roll. That's the hard part.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know why.
Unusual, yeah?
Yeah.
Not any worse than your other classes.
Yeah, well, for the rolls, yeah, if you feel it's like syncopation, like throwing you off completely, you can actually dance 2 times basic rhythm. So you can go slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, slow. Yeah? Yeah. But,
I like it. I really like it.
Good.
I saw the professional have this rolling all the time. I don't know how they make it. Right now, I know it, how to do it.
yeah,
It's good.
The events like are always rolling, both in Asa and Sama.
Yeah, well, it's a basic figure, yeah. Well, actually, there is like several ways how to do them. It's like, it can be like shadow position when girl is here, facing this way. It's like more like classic way, yeah. But there is also a way when girl in a close position facing partner. So it can be like in a ballroom frame, going like this, or it can be like arm to arm, like left to left. So boy goes like this and girl at the same time goes like that, facing each other. So there is, yeah, few
I
cool.
think the shadow looks pretty, yeah.
Well, you see, like it's like, you have this box of paints or colors, and you paint with colors you feel fit at this moment to this music, to this mood. Yeah. So ideally, you want to know all colors, and you want to master all colors. So then, in the moment when you perform, you can just choose any. Then it's gonna be cool, alive, and most of all, what most important, you're gonna feel cool and you're gonna feel fun. Yeah. But because if you when you perform, you're thinking about steps and things like this, it become work, and it become kind of bad for you, and audience is always can see that if you're busy with something. When you're in the moment, in the movement, in the music, in the mood, that's completely different thing, and nobody cares about mechanic at that point. It either catches you as a audience or not. It either you know authentic and interesting to look or not. No matter how perfect and mechanic it could be. Yeah, best dancers actually had a lot of mistakes in the mechanic. Legendary dancers, yeah. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Next week we're gonna dance this one some more, a little bit more. Yeah. Take care and yeah, be careful. Look at what's going on. Okay, bye bye. Hugs.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Bye.